Good afternoon, children. Good afternoon, children. Today we will do our revision of lesson number 1, 2 and 3. We will do revision of 3 lessons, okay, of computer. Right, children? So, see, children, today, see, what is the first lesson? Computer, it's working. In this lesson, what we have seen, what is a computer and how computer work. Do you remember, children? See, these are the parts of computer. Okay, this is a computer system, right? There is a processing unit, that is CPU. There are the output devices and input devices also. See, keyboard is there, mouse, printer, monitor, CPU, speaker. These all parts together form a computer system. Okay, so it is not a single machine. Computer is called a computer system. A computer is called a computer system as it is not a single machine but the combination of hardware and software component that works together and perform the task right? To do any work we need hardware also and we need software also. This we have learned in the lesson. Okay, children. Now, see, what is computer? A computer word comes from the word compute, which means to calculate or count, right? This computer system, all parts together form a computer system, right? Keyboard, monitor, mouse, CPU, then printer, speaker. We need all the parts and we need software also. Right, children? Now, in this lesson, we have seen the working of computer. Working of computer. Computer work on the following process: input, process and output. Input is what we give what instruction we give it to the computer using input devices like keyboard and mouse, right, children? We use keyboard and mouse to give the input, to give data to the computer, and then it get processed into the CPU, in the brain of the computer. CPU, we know it is a brain of a computer. It get processed in that and then it gives us, after processing, it gives us output. It gives us final result. Where we get the final result? On the output devices. Okay, on the monitor or on the printer, right? Printer and monitor are output devices. This is how your computer work. See, there is one example given. With the keyboard you type 6 plus 6, right? With the keyboard you type 6 plus 6. That is your input, you are giving input. And where it go? It goes to the CPU. Then it becomes data, right? That is the data which you are giving. And then it processes the information and it gives the final result. That is your output. The answer is 6 plus 6, 12. After calculating this, it sends the output to the output devices. Output device means where we get this answer? On the monitor. So on monitor we get final result. This is how computer work. Okay, children. Now, in this lesson we have seen characteristics of computer. Do you remember, children? See, speed, storage, versatility, accuracy and diligence. Okay, speed. You all know that computer work very fast and it can perform thousands of calculation in a second. So its speed is very fast, right? Then the storage. Computer has a large storage capacity. it can store a large amount of data, huge amount of data, okay, and can store this amount of work for a long time, okay. How many years you can store this data in the computer. Now, versatility. What is versatility? It means computer can work at a different place for a different purpose. In school, for keeping students record, in bank for keeping the money transaction details, right? So everywhere the use of the computer will be different, and anywhere you can use the computer. That is versatility. For different purpose we use the computer, right? And accuracy. Computer gives us a correct result, that we all know. 100% we get a correct result on the computer, right? Correct output we get. And what is diligence? Diligence means computer can do a lot of work again and again at the same speed without getting tired, right children? We get tired after doing some work, we get tired, but computer never get tired, and it can work 24 hours without asking for any rest. That is diligence, okay. So these are the characteristics which we have seen in this lesson. So what we have learned in the first lesson, that computer system is a combination of hardware and software, right? And the data is the collection of raw unorganized facts that includes the words, numbers, sound and images. That is called data. And also what we have learned, information is the meaningful and organized form of data. The working of a computer is based on input, process and output, IPO cycle. The working of computer is based on IPO cycle. Computer has a large storage capacity and computer can work with the accuracy. This we have seen, this we have learned in the lesson number 1. Right children? Now we will see lesson number 2, that is hardware and software. What we have learned in the hardware and software lesson children? In the hardware and software we have seen what is hardware, what is software, right children? So see, on the screen you can see the parts, right? You tell me, these parts we can touch. I told you the parts which you can touch and feel called hardware, right? You can touch the base unit, that is a CPU. You can touch monitor, printer, mouse, keyboard, everything you can touch. Yes, this is hardware. These all parts are called hardware parts, right? All the physical components that are attached to a computer are collectively called hardware. You can touch and feel the hardware, right? This we have seen. Now, input devices. All the input devices are also hardware, right? These are also hardware parts. You can touch mouse, keyboard, web camera, scanner, microphone, this light pen, joystick, right children? You can touch all these parts. So these are also hardware, right? Now, processing device, this small chip. Do you remember I told you the small chip inside that base unit, inside that system unit, right? This is called CPU. This is a central processing unit, right? This is also known as a processor and microprocessor. This also you can touch. This is also hardware part, right? Now, all the output devices where we get the output, right, on which we get the output, are also hardware, okay, are also hardware parts. You can touch monitor, you can touch speaker, you can touch printer, We can touch this projector, right? So these all parts you can touch. So these are hardware. See, okay. Storage devices. These are all storage devices. Hard disk, pen drive, CD. Okay, these are all storage devices. These also we can touch. These are hardware parts. So we have seen all the hardware parts. Okay, now we will see software. Children, keep in mind there are two types of software. How many types of software? Two types of software. One is a system software and one is an application software. Okay, children? And see, what is a system software? See, these are all operating system softwares. Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 2000, Apple, Linux. These are all system software, children. Okay, operating system software. Now, see, these softwares controls and manage the overall activity of your computer system. Okay, without these operating systems you cannot work with the hardware. Okay, then hardware is, all the hardware parts are like a dumb machine. If you don't have an operating system in your computer will not work. Understood, children? Now see, these are all application softwares. What is application software? Children, these are the softwares which are used for the specific purpose, for doing some specific task, are known as an application software. As I told you, do you remember that? If I ask you to draw a picture or a draw kite, where you will draw? Which application you will use? Will you open MS Word? Will you open Excel? No. What you will open? You will open MS Paint, right, children? Microsoft Paint or 3D Paint is there in the picture, right? So you will open Paint and draw kite. Same. So these are used only for the specific purpose. These are used only for the specific purpose. These are called application softwares. See, children, you cannot touch these softwares. You cannot touch these softwares. The softwares are the specific codes, right? Codes and the instructions. The software is a set of instructions that tells a computer hardware what to do and how to perform a particular job. You cannot touch or feel software. Hardware you can touch, but the software you cannot touch. Understood? So in this lesson what we have seen, hardware and software are complement to each other. They are dependent on each other. Without hardware your software will not work. Without software your hardwares are like a dumb machine. It will not work, right? So what are the important points we have seen in this lesson? We have learned input devices are used to enter the data in the computer. CPU is the processing device which is known as a brain of a computer. Then output devices are used to show the final result. Then software is a set of instructions that tells a computer how to perform a particular task. And we have seen also storage devices. These storage devices are used to store the data and the instructions and information for the future use. Understood, children? So we have learned the second lesson, that is hardware and software. We have done our revision also now, right, children? Now in the third lesson is about the operating system. Okay, operating system is a software program that controls the overall activity of computer. It controls the overall activity of computer. A computer is useless without operating system. Just now I told you, if you don't have operating system in your computer, means if you don't have a software, if you don't have a system software, right, then your hardware is of no use. You have a monitor, you have keyboard, you have mouse, everything, it will not work only. Okay, so you need to have operating system in your computer, right children? Do you remember that I taught you? These are all operating system softwares, right? Windows XP, Windows 2000, Windows Vista, Apple, Windows 7, Linux. These are all operating system softwares. We are having nowadays, which operating system is more popular? Do you remember? I told you the most popular operating system, that is Windows 10, right? Nowadays we are using Windows 10 operating system. Now children, see what are the functions. These functions, do you remember? I told you, controlling hardware. The functions of an operating system is controlling the hardware part. It controls the activity of all the hardware. Hardware means the parts which you can touch. Just now we have revised. Okay, hardware means the parts which you can touch. So what is the work of the operating system? To control these devices. Okay, and also running software. It makes sure that these all software run properly on the computer in the coordination with all the hardware parts. Understood? This is also the function of operating system. Then next is a booting. Do you remember? We have learned this booting. Booting is the process of starting and restarting a computer, is known as booting. You know there are two types of booting. One is cold booting and one is warm booting. What is cold booting? Starting computer. Starting computer process is called cold booting, and warm booting, that is restarting computer. When you restart the computer, it is called warm booting. Okay children? Now there are two types of interfaces. We have seen there are two types of interfaces, CLI and GUI. CLI is a command line interface and GUI is a graphical user interface, right? So Windows operating system is based on the GUI, that is graphical user interface. This also I told you how it works, right? We use mouse in this, right? Latest operating system, that is Windows 10. Just now I told Windows 10 is the most popular operating system. Nowadays we are using Windows 10, right? When we start Windows 10, children, first screen which we get, that is lock screen, and last screen which we get, that is a desktop screen, right children? First we get a lock screen, then here we type password, and after entering password we get the last screen, that is a desktop screen. This is our desktop children, right? And start button menus are also showed on the picture, showed in the picture, right? So this is the desktop screen. In this lesson what we have seen, that we have learned moving desktop icons. Then what we have seen, how to open the program, all programs, how to open the programs, right, by double clicking on it. And then how to arrange the desktop icon and sorting icon, okay, and how to start an applications, that also we have seen in this lesson children. Do you remember that? And see, starting and restarting computer this process is called booting. We know from the start button, click on the start button and then we get a power option. In that power option we have start and restart option. There you click to start, to restart and shut down. Okay, start and shut down option. Restart and shut down option is there in the start button, right? So in this lesson, children, what we have learned in this lesson? A computer is useless without operating system, right? And operating system has two interface. Has how many interface? Two interface. One is a command line interface and another is a GUI, that is a graphical user interface. Okay. Windows is the popular GUI based operating system. Desktop is the final screen that appears after switching on the computer. Which is the first screen then? Lock screen. And the desktop is the final screen. Then the start button is located. Where it is located, children? At the bottom, left bottom corner. Okay, left corner at the bottom. Start button is located at the left corner, right? And there are three methods to start an app in the Windows 10. How to start Windows 10 apps? We started from the search box. Then we started from the start button, style option and start menus, app list. Right, children? Do you remember that? We have done this lesson. Okay. Now, so we have finished our lesson revision. Revision of lesson number 1, 2 and 3. That is computer, it's working. Lesson number 1. Computer hardware and software. That is lesson number 2. And lesson number 3 is Windows operating system. Children, I hope you all understood. Okay. And please do read the question answers of the lessons. That is, fill in the blanks, what true or false it's there, fill in the blank is there, tick the correct option. Okay, that you all read. Fine, children. Have a nice day, children. Bye. Thank you.